Welcome back to It's Now or Never. I'm your host, Alex Willard, and today is season 2, episode 2. This is Hot Girls Have Stomach Problems, Tackling Nutrition and Gut Health. I am so excited to get into this episode today. This one hits close to home, okay? I have stomach problems. If anyone knows me, they know, I get some stomach problems. But you know what? If hot girls have stomach problems, I am as hot as they come, okay? I am as hot and sexy as they come. But anyways, let's get into today's episode, the meat of everything. We are actually going to start with a question that got sent in from one of the listeners. This previous week, I posted a poll on my Instagram just for a Q&A asking people what they want to hear next. And this person actually messaged me and said, Alex, how do you stay on top of your fitness and healthy eating when in college? I can never find the time to work out every day or be able to stick to a healthy diet. I've gained a lot of weight since college and don't know what I'm doing wrong. I struggled with this so much my freshman year. I actually started gaining a lot of weight this summer after my senior year of high school going into college. I had stopped doing sports and I was still working out. I thought I was eating fairly healthy. I wasn't eating fast food. I was working out every day, sometimes twice a day. Had no idea what I was doing wrong. And then, I get into my freshman year and I slowly started to lose weight, whatever. It was kind of just like a little roller coaster. And then, I hit April of my freshman year and I lost 20 pounds in 2 months. It was insane. But it was because I made just a few tweaks and changes in my diet and my workout routine that completely changed the game for me. But we're just going to start with, I figured out back in my junior year of high school that I had a gluten sensitivity. I was kind of suggested it by my cousin. She was going gluten-free and she was like, oh my God, it made me feel so much better. And so I tried it for probably 2 weeks. I really tried going gluten-free. I felt so much better. And then I go on spring break and I had gluten and I immediately swelled up like a balloon. I felt awful. My face was puffy. I just felt gross. My face started breaking out. I felt sick. And I was like, oh my God, I've never noticed feeling this before, but I think I have a gluten problem. And I really didn't stick to, going gluten-free until probably halfway through my freshman year of college. And it completely changed the game for me. I actually struggle with PCOS. So I already struggle with issues with my weight and with what I eat. Carbs tend to spike my insulin really fast. I have a lot of problems with my blood sugar levels and I'm pre-diabetic because I have PCOS. And so it's really hard. And I never got diagnosed with that until July of 2023. So just a few months ago, I actually figured out I have PCOS. My mom has it and I just learned a lot of stuff from her, but it has made, my fitness journey and my weight loss journey a huge struggle. And it's really hard because I feel like I have to work 10 times harder than most people to, stay in shape. But really, I have a gluten sensitivity. I don't know what other sensitivities I have. I don't have celiac, but I do know for sure, as soon as I eat gluten, I swell up like a balloon. I look 6 months pregnant. My face gets super puffy. I feel disgusting. I cannot digest it. It is awful. I feel absolutely awful. And so I just avoid it at all costs. I go completely gluten-free. I'm very serious about it. I don't skip out on anything. I make sure it's not in my sauces, my soups. I definitely don't eat bread. I eat gluten-free everything. And I feel 10 times better. I have so much more energy. I don't feel as puffy. I feel so much better when I wake up in the mornings. It's absolutely amazing. So I definitely suggest trying out, cutting out gluten, cutting out dairy. Those two things I know are super big for people that have sensitivities. And just from that, you can notice a huge difference in your daily life and how you feel, your energy levels, all that kind of stuff. Even with your skin, I have struggled with acne probably since 6th grade. And again, with my PCOS, but also I notice it from when I eat gluten. I break out even more, which is absolutely awful. So again, I'll avoid it at all costs. I always tell anyone, like, if you can do it, like, go gluten-free. Like, it will change your life, I promise you. But yeah, so try going gluten-free, try going dairy-free. I don't eat fast food. Like, I'll go out to dinner with my friends. The only fast food I eat is Taco Bell. It's gluten-free. But besides that, there's not a lot of places I can actually eat at and be safe. Just because I have a reaction to like cross-contamination and just little stuff like that. So I'm super careful whenever I go out to eat. But being gluten-free kind of forces me to eat healthy. You know, I'm not eating regular bread. If I'm eating bread, I'm eating gluten-free bread, but it's definitely a low carb diet, or if you may say, I don't do diets, but it's definitely a low carb way of eating. I eat a lot more protein, a lot more fruits and vegetables. I drink a lot more water, just stuff to make sure that I'm still, you know, full without eating all of those like bad carbs. Another thing that I've struggled with a lot, I think for a few years now, not just in college, but definitely got worse in college, was my eating habits. And, you know, trigger warning for like eating disorders. I struggle a lot with binge eating. So I will binge, I will starve myself, and then the cycle repeats. And this is happening from, you know, stress, sadness, anxiety. I know that also, like, when I went through a breakup my freshman year, I completely, like, I did not eat, sometimes for days on end, and it got to the point, like, I had to put something in my body because I was going and working out every day still, and I felt like I was going to pass out. I wasn't taking care of myself very well, and that was really hard for me, and that, you know, that made me gain a lot of, like, it made me lose a lot of weight, but then afterwards, you know, I gained weight back pretty quickly. But I've noticed that, you know, when I lose weight super fast, like I was in the hospital this summer. If you guys listened to that episode, I was in the hospital for almost 2 weeks. And then I was in bed for even longer. I had mono and I didn't eat for a long time. I was barely eating at all. Sometimes once a day, but it was to the point, like, I didn't even have the strength to like stand up in the shower for more than 5 minutes. I always felt like I was passing out. It was awful. But from losing that weight super fast, I lost probably 10, 15 pounds over the summer. Losing that weight super fast then it made me, when I got back to college and I was actually eating normal again, then I jumped back up super fast, and it creates this kind of yo-yo effect. And that's why I'm not into dieting. I don't like dieting. I don't like heavily restricting calories, because one, it's going to put you in this yo-yo effect, and it's also going to cause those eating disorders. It's going to make you binge, because I will have days that I don't eat all day. I don't eat breakfast. I don't eat lunch. And then I come home like I did it today. So I wake up today and I didn't really eat anything. Like, I had a piece of toast at probably 12 o'clock this afternoon. And then I went to the coffee shop, had a coffee, sat there all day until 8 o'clock at night. And then I came home and I just like eat everything in sight, because I've deprived myself of everything all day. And I think it's really important. You know, I love fasting. Fasting's amazing. I will really try to stop eating at a certain time at night, probably around 8 o'clock. But then sometimes, you know, I work out late. You know, I'm going to go work out after this, and it's right now I'm filming this at 11:15 at night, but I'm gonna go work out after I'm done with this. And sometimes I work out and I'm like absolutely starving, so I have to put something in my body at that point. So I'll eat protein at night. I try not to eat carbs. I try not to eat sugar before I go to bed. And then I go to sleep, I wake up, and then I wait a few hours to eat, unless, like, when I wake up, I'm super hungry, or I know I have a big day ahead of me, or if I sleep all day. Like, sometimes I'll, you know, sleep for 12 hours on end, and that's, you know, I wake up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, you know, we all do it. But I wake up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm like, well, you know, I haven't eaten for 16, 18 hours. I should probably put something in my body. So then that's when I'll eat. But I love fasting. Fasting's great, it's really easy to fast when you sleep. But I do not like the whole thing of like starving yourself all day. I'm not into that, because again, it like creates those eating disorders. It creates that yo-yo effect. Not healthy at all. But I'm also really big on, you know, what your first meal of the day is. So I wake up in the morning, I really try not to eat sugar, because it spikes your insulin right away. And you don't want that because then you're going to have a sugar crash. So I'm very mindful about what I'm putting into my body first. I try to eat fats. Fats are really good for you because it helps your body process the carbs slower. And so it's not going to spike your insulin as much if you eat, say like a handful of nuts and then you eat a piece of toast. It's not going to spike your insulin as much if you just eat that piece of toast. But I love eggs. I'd love to eat eggs in the morning. Eggs are great. Turkey bacon, awesome. Like I love to prioritize protein, and you can prioritize protein without like getting big and bulky, but based on your fitness goals and based on your height and your weight and your gender, that is all going to play a role in, how many calories you're eating a day and what your macros look like. And for anybody that doesn't know, your macros are like your protein intake, your fat intake, and your carb intake. That, and then your total caloric intake. But those are very important to look at just based on, your whole overall makeup. And then what also plays a role is, how active are you? So I always walk to class. I love walking to class. I refuse to buy myself a parking pass just because I like to force myself to walk. I think it's really good for you. Walking is like probably one of the best things you can do. It's a super low impact activity. And it's still like burns fat, burns calories. So I walk to all my classes. I absolutely love that. But then I also work out. I work out once a day. I don't work out every day of the week. I give myself rest days. I also noticed that when I was working out, twice a day and doing these high impact workouts, I was not losing any weight. Like, yes, I was gaining muscle, but I was not losing any weight. I was still puffy. I was still super bloated all the time and just really really inflamed. My body was really inflamed from all of it. I know, like when I got back to school, this past fall semester, I was super into running, and I was running 2-3 miles almost every single day. I was gaining weight because I have PCOS, my body was super inflamed, and so it was super puffy and it just wasn't doing anything for me. So I really thrive off of those low impact workouts. And so I do a lot of walking. I do a lot of weightlifting. I don't do heavy weights. I do light weights, and I just do higher reps. And I found that way that I get the body type that I'm looking for. But I'm also somebody that I'm into bodybuilding. I want to look at competing. So I'm super into the gym, super into, exactly what workouts I'm doing and how much weight I'm lifting, whatever. I'm very, very calculated when it comes to that. But if you're, just a regular person and you're not into bodybuilding, you're not super into the gym, walking is the absolute best thing you can do to get into shape, in my opinion. You can go walk around the neighborhood. You can walk to class. You can walk with your friends. I know, people here love to do a frat lap. That's what Greek life likes to do. They walk around the Greek neighborhood, get a group of your girls, get your Stanley cups, put your headphones on, whatever, spill the tea for an hour while you walk around. It's perfect. It's great. I love it. And then, you can go to the gym and walk on a treadmill inside, watch a Netflix show. I love to do that. I will walk for, 30 minutes almost every day on the treadmill, and I'll watch a show on Netflix. It's super fun. But I think, being fit in college is hard, but at the same time, it's super easy. You don't have to put out 2 hours out of your day to be able to work out. I do not work out for 2 hours at a time. Max, I'm maybe there for an hour, and that's on a leg day when I'm doing legs and I'm hitting the sauna. I also love the sauna, guys. I will preach sitting in the sauna until the day I die. I used to do the sauna when I first started going to the gym, and I thought it just smelled like hot feet. It was disgusting. I did not want to go in there. It was not my thing at all. And then, I started building up a tolerance to it, and now I can sit in there for, 20 minutes at a time. And it's so, so good for you. It lowers your cortisol levels, which is like the stress levels in your body. I absolutely love it. It's the time that I just kind of rewind and relax, and I put my music on, put my headphones on, and I just lay there, and it's awesome. I love the sauna. Also, cold showers are amazing. I've always seen stuff on TikTok and YouTube about how cold showers are also super good for lowering cortisol levels and cold plunges and stuff like that. Your body also burns calories faster in the cold, which is super cool. But I hated cold showers. I absolutely hate cold showers. But if anybody knows me, they know that at the beginning of the semester in the fall, my water heater decided to explode and flooded my whole entire apartment. And so we had to move out. And we all moved upstairs, and, you know, our whole apartment was full of fans and super loud. They were all tearing up carpet, trying to repair everything, and we didn't have a water heater. Now, I do not like changing up my living situation. I like my room. My room is tailored around me. It has all my stuff in it. I did not want to move. And you know what? The fans, I love white noise. It was perfect. So I never moved out. I stayed in my apartment and I took a cold shower for probably 2 months. And you know what? Those were the best damn showers I ever had. I felt so good, like so refreshed every day. And it was like forced. I had to take a cold shower because that was my only option. And honestly, it wasn't that bad once I got used to it. Sometimes I wish that my apartment would flood again so I didn't have hot water, so I'd be forced to do that. But cold showers are awesome. If you like them, you should do them. They're super good for you. But let's get back on track to what I have for when it comes to, you know, gut health and nutrition. I absolutely love fermented foods. Some people are like, that's disgusting, Alex. What the fuck? No, okay? Fermented foods are absolutely amazing for the bacteria in your gut and your overall gut health. You have to have those good bacteria in your gut. And I hope you guys know. So, you know, we're in college, okay? We all like to go out and drink with our friends, whatever. Did you know that when you drink alcohol, it completely destroys the good bacteria in your gut? So then it's harder for you to digest foods. That's crazy, okay? So, you know, I'm not saying stop drinking, whatever, stop going out with your friends, but hear me out. The day after you go out, you drink, you wake up in the morning and you eat fermented foods, okay? I have a few examples. We have kimchi, kombucha, and sauerkraut. I am not a picky eater at all. I actually have all of these things in my fridge right now. I am a huge kombucha girl, but and another one is Greek yogurt as well. I completely forgot to put that one on there. But fermented foods are super good because they have that good bacteria in it. Some people think it's absolutely disgusting. I'm super into gut health. I am super into all of that kind of stuff. But next is cravings. So when I like lost a bunch of weight, and still now, like when I have a sweet tooth, I've now like rerouted my brain where when I like have a sweet tooth, I don't buy candy. I don't get ice cream. Like I do not go buy like sugary shit. I keep fruit stocked in my fridge. So whether that's, you know, grapefruit, oranges, apples, bananas, I freaking love berries. Berries are so good. I know they're really expensive in the wintertime. Blueberries are super good. I also like to have like frozen fruit. Frozen mango is honestly like one of my favorite snacks. Super, super good. But those are really good options. Also, like when I'm craving chocolate, I go out and buy like 90% dark chocolate, which is super good for you, super low in sugar. And if you want, you could get like the lightly salted one. That one's super good, but you're not going out and buying like Hershey's chocolate or something. Those are really good. Another thing, like another craving I have all the time, I have low iron. And so I will notice myself like craving a steak or a burger. Like I just want, like I'm craving red meat, and that is because you're low on iron. So just making sure like either you're taking an iron supplement or you're eating those red meats, which is super, super important. But that takes us actually now into vitamins and supplements. I am super into vitamins and supplements. I got into them probably in February of last year. I had a friend that she had a bunch of health problems, went to the doctor, and they actually just put her on a bunch of vitamins pretty much. And she started telling me about the stuff she was taking and what it was doing for her body. And at the time, I was not taking any supplements at all. I wasn't taking vitamins. I really didn't think I needed to. Maybe I was taking multivitamins occasionally. But besides that, I never even put a thought into it. I started taking vitamins, and within 2 weeks, like, I could notice a huge difference. And now, like, if I don't take my vitamins in a day, I notice a difference in my body. So some things that I started taking that I think are like the priority ones that you should be taking as a woman. I cannot speak for men, but as a woman, fish oil, because it's you need the omegas, and also it's super good for your brain health. I listened to the Joe Rogan episode with Miley Cyrus, and what she talked about on there about brain health really was the big reason that made me start taking fish oil, and also to just start taking care of my brain. If you haven't listened to it, you really should go listen to that episode. It's probably one of my favorite interviews Joe Rogan has done. But fish oil is really important. B complex. So B complex actually helps your body convert food into cellular energy. So you'll notice a spike in energy when you start taking B complex. Vitamin D is also really good as well for that, for converting food to cellular energy. Next is iron. I talked about that with the red meat. Especially on like days you're on your period, it's also really good to take iron if you don't already take it, or to take more than you do take. And then next is magnesium. I take magnesium at night. It's really good for digestion and your metabolism. It's good for muscle relaxation, all those different types of things. It's honestly like, it helps my body calm down and get ready for bed, but magnesium is really, really good. And then probiotics. I also take probiotics. You can buy a pill form of probiotics. So in the morning, I take fish oil, B complex, iron, and probiotics as soon as I wake up or before I eat. So I take all these things before I eat, go throughout my day. And then at night, I take my magnesium and I take some fish oil at night as well. One that I didn't even include is ashwagandha. Now, warning, it will make you completely lose your emotions, but I started taking ashwagandha probably back in March, and it really helps, again, with those cortisol levels, with your anxiety levels and your stress. And at the time, I was going through a breakup. I really did not feel any of those like crazy emotions that you go through when you go through a breakup. And then, going through finals week and going through everything I was going through at the time, ashwagandha was amazing. It was great. And I suggest it to a bunch of people. I think you should try it. See if it's for you. Don't take it for more than 2 months at a time. You should cycle it. And then you should also, talk to your doctor about any of these. Talk to your trainers. Research these drugs. Research how much you take for your body type, for your gender, your weight, whatever. And it's trial and error. And then next, the biggest thing is watch her. Okay. I have like a Stanley cup. I have a giant Stanley cup. It's a knockoff. And then I have a little smaller Stanley cup. My giant cup, I will drink probably at least 2 of those a day, at least. Water is so important for you. Not Diet Coke, not Diet Dr. Pepper, whatever you're drinking, you need water, okay? And if you hate drinking water, go out and buy like water mixes. I freaking love them. I buy like the zero sugar, 0 calorie ones. You get one that are like 5 calories, whatever. But you could get like the liquid IV. You can get like Crush has these different flavors that are super good. The strawberry and the pineapple are like my favorite. And then the strawberry and the pineapple are like my favorite. And then Crystal Light has a bunch of really good flavors, all of those. And the Mio, there's so many different options, or you could just put a tea bag in there, whatever. If you do not like drinking normal water, figure it out, because water is the number one thing for digestion, for bloating, for inflammation, for energy, like everything. Like, you need water. You need to start drinking water. I was somebody the only water I would drink in a day was the water I drank like to take my medicine. That was it. That was it. It helps with so much. It helps with, the healing of your muscles and the absorption of nutrients in your body. Just so many things, your skin will be better. Your hair will grow better. Like, your lips won't be as chapped. Like, trust me, girl. Trust me. Okay, but nutrition in college is so freaking hard. I just remember myself, like, when I first started out in college, okay, one, like, I cooked my own food when I was at home. Like, I would go to the grocery store, whatever, but like, when you're in college and you start grocery shopping, like, you can buy all the chips and ice cream and Oreos that you want. Like, nobody is there to stop you. Nobody's there to tell you that you can't eat McDonald's every day, maybe your bank account, but like, nobody is telling you what to eat or how to eat. Nobody's watching you. So, you have to build those healthy habits on your own when you get to college, which is really, really, really difficult. Really how, honestly, my secret on how I got super into fitness, super into nutrition, super into my overall health is I surrounded myself with it. And I think that is the best way to get good at anything or become an expert at something, is to become absolutely obsessed with it. And you do that by surrounding yourself with it. I followed a bunch of fitness influencers on Instagram. I started listening to podcasts. I started researching, reading books, reading research articles, all of these different things. And I became absolutely obsessed with my health and fitness. I was also super results oriented. So it's hard in the beginning to work out and be like, I don't see a difference. I go to the gym for one day and I don't feel better the next day. I'm sore. I feel like shit about myself because I can't lift as much weight as I thought I could. I humbled myself because I can't walk or run more than 20 minutes on the treadmill, and I can't last in the sauna, or, I can't make it through an hour-long workout. You feel like shit when you start going to the gym. Honestly, it's really, really hard to stick to it, especially when you do not see results. It takes a little bit. It takes about a month to start actually being able to see noticeable results. And within 2 months, everyone else is going to see it. People are going to start noticing, oh my God, like this person, like Alex, like, wow, like she looks really good. She looks really good. She looks crazy now. Like, she's super in shape. She's super healthy. People are going to start to notice that. But it takes a little bit to get there. You're not going to start working out for a week and see abs right away. And you're not going to start seeing that muscle definition. You're not going to drop the 10 pounds that you want to lose in a week. It doesn't happen. And if that's what's happening, like, it is absolutely unhealthy. And so, it's really hard because you have to, being in kind of like, I'm not a bodybuilder, but being in the bodybuilding atmosphere and that whole gym like atmosphere is really hard to not then develop body dysmorphia. I get so obsessed with how my body looks, which is awful because, we need to learn to love our bodies and be okay with the skin that we're in. But I really struggle with body dysmorphia. If I do not have abs, I freak out. If I see cellulite, I freak out. And I feel like I see myself a lot different than I actually look. And I get super hyper fixated on my weight and how my muscles look and how toned I am, all because I've become so hyper obsessed with this fitness life of mine and what I put in my body. I count calories like there is no tomorrow, and I am so calculated with everything I put in my body and what time I eat. So I think it's really important because it is a slippery slope, of working out and getting super into nutrition, because you have to be careful with yourself and you need to be honest with yourself. Am I doing this in a healthy manner? Am I being healthy with this? Am I being mindful? Am I taking care of myself? Because at the end of the day, you also need to think about what your body needs, okay? Yes, you're trying to lose weight. Good for you. Amazing. Go to the gym, go on some walks, feed your body right, put healthy food in your body. But that does not mean you should starve yourself. That does not mean you should deprive yourself of nutrition or water or the proper nutrients that you need to survive. You need to know your metabolic rates. You need to know how many calories you are burning in a regular day. Okay? And you need to make sure that you're eating what you need. You're eating enough protein so that you can maintain your muscles, and you're eating enough fats and carbs so that you have energy to go about your day, or else you're not going to be getting out of bed. You're not going to be able to get good sleep. You're not going to be able to make it to class on the days you need to make it to class. And then your brain function is going to drop as well, so you won't be able to study as well. You won't be able to do as good on tests. You won't have as good as grades. And then you're going to start to slip emotionally, and you are going to feel so deprived of a lot of things. You need to make sure that you're actually taking care of yourself and giving your body what it needs. And so, with all of that being said, it is honestly, I could sit here and talk for hours and hours on end about nutrition and fitness and gut health and everything I've gone through myself personally with just, my health journey and my weight journey and with my gluten sensitivity and all of that kind of stuff. But I don't think there's any shame in wanting to lose weight or, having stomach problems, because you know what? Hot girls have stomach problems and I have stomach problems, okay? I have severe stomach problems. So if hot girls have stomach problems, I'm as hot and sexy as they get. Tell yourself that, okay? Just remind yourself that. When you go and accidentally eat gluten and you swell up like a balloon and you look 6 months pregnant, just tell yourself, I'm a hot girl, I struggle with it. Okay, whatever. Okay? Awesome. If you got IBS, you're a hot girl. You got it. Don't worry, you'll be fine, okay? If you have problems binging or if you have any other eating disorder, there's no shame in that. I think therapy is really, really important because I think that there is a root to all of those issues that are causing those things. And I think therapy is amazing. I've preached about it before. I'll preach about it again. But I think it's really a journey. And it's a lot of trial and error on figuring out what works for you, what works for your body, what works for your daily routine. Some people like working out in the morning. Some people like working out in the afternoon. Some people like working out late at night like me. But, whatever works with your body, whatever, take vitamins, try different vitamins, see, how does this make me feel? Does this make me feel better? Trial and error to see what kind of workouts you like. And just, what at the end of the day, it's what are you able to be consistent with? Are you able to go full gluten-free, or are you going to, be careful with it and try not to eat as much bread or try not to eat as much pasta, whatever, and, go gluten-free when you can, or try to go dairy-free, or are you going to try to go keto, or, try eating like in a healthier manner? It's whatever you are able to maintain, whatever you are able to be consistent with is what works. And again, like I said, trial and error, and you got it. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to reach out to me. I can talk about this forever. I absolutely love talking about health and fitness, talking about this journey through, developing better habits and just making yourself the best possible version of you that you can be. And I think at the end of the day, it's just being grateful for your body and, serving your body with what it needs, and just being grateful for the body that God gave you and the amazing working machine that your brain is in right now. It's crazy. It is just crazy. I could talk forever about this. But if you guys do have any questions, you can comment them down below on YouTube or on Spotify. I also have a Q&A. If you're watching this on Apple Podcasts, I do not have something up on there for any polls or anything, but you guys can also always go to my Instagram account, inon.pod, INON.pod on Instagram, as well as you can go to my website, which is also linked on inon.pod, which is just alexandriawillard.com. And then on there, you can actually submit a question to me so I can read in future episodes. Or if you have any situations you want me to comment about, give advice about, you can always drop those as well. I'm totally here to answer anything you guys have. I love helping you guys. I love talking to you guys. It's kind of hard. Like, I'm just talking to you guys all the time. Nobody really talks back to me when I'm talking to the camera like this, but I would love as much feedback as possible. I love talking to you guys. But I just want to get the conversation started. So if you guys have any topics you want to hear about or questions, just shoot those over to me and I will definitely cover those in a future episode. But I think that's it for now. Anyways, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you guys next Wednesday at 2 p.m. for episode 3 of season 2. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later. Love you.